story for this term, which is all about under the sea. This is it. It's called Commotion in the Ocean, and it's one of me and Miss Liz's favourite books, so I'm very excited to read it to you. Commotion in the Ocean. There's a curious commotion at the bottom of the ocean. I think we ought to go and take a look. You'll find every sort of creature that lives beneath the sea, swimming through the pages of this book. There are dolphins, whales and penguins. There are jellyfish and sharks. There's the turtle and the big white polar bear. But can you see behind the wrecks and in between the rocks? Let's see if we can find who's hiding there. Who's hiding there? Can you see some fish that are hiding? Let's find out on the next page. Crab. The crab likes walking sideways, and I think the reason why is to make himself look sneaky and pretend that he's a spy. You see the crab there? With his little pincers. Can you do this with your hands like a crab? Next we've got the turtles. We crawl up the beach from the water to bury our eggs on dry land. We lay a whole batch, and then when they hatch, they scamper about in the sand. You see all the baby turtles, and then the mummy and daddy turtle here. There's the mummy and the daddy one. Pitter patter, pitter patter. And next we've got these. What are these animals? What are these? They are dolphins. The wonderful thing about dolphins is hearing them try to speak. But it's not, how do you do? Like I'd say to you, it's more of a click, whistle, squeak. And they look lovely. You can see the baby ones there. And next we've got the angelfish. Hello, I'm the angelfish, darling. The prettiest thing in the sea. She does look very pretty, doesn't she? What a shame there are no other creatures as gorgeous and as lovely as me. Next we've got, look at all of these. This is you're right, a jellyfish. Jellyfish. The jellyfish just loves to jiggle, which other fish thinks is quite dumb. She knows that it's not all that useful, but jiggling's very good fun. Should we have a jiggle? It is quite a lot of fun, isn't it? What's on the next? What's this? It's got big teeth. It looks a bit scary. The other creatures are swimming very fast away from it. You're right, it's a shark. I swim with a grin up to greet you. See how my jaw opens wide? Why don't you come a bit closer? Please take a good look inside. I don't think I'd like to look inside his mouth. Actually, I think he might eat me. We've got the swordfish next. Can you see he's got a very long nose that looks a bit like a sword? I love to chase after small fishes. It stops me from getting too bored. And then when I start feeling hungry, I skewer a few with my sword. And then next we've got the octopus. Lots and lots and lots of tentacles. Octopus. Having 8 arms can be quite useful. I could imagine I'd get my dishes done at home very, very quickly if I had 8 arms. You may think it looks a bit funny, but it helps me to hold all of my children and tickle them each on their tummy. That's quite funny, isn't it? The stingray. At the bottom of the ocean, the stingray flaps his wings. But don't you get too close to him. His tail really stings. Can you see his tail? It's got a stinger on. And can you see the fish is getting stung? Next we've got the lobster. Never shake hands with a lobster. It isn't a wise thing to do. With a clippity clap and a snippety snap, he would snip all your fingers in two. He's got fingers like the crab, like this. They snip, 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 like scissors. Ooh, deep sea. So deep where there's not even any sunlight at all. You get some really interesting looking sea creatures. Look at this one. This one's got a big light on his head. And this one's got a very big chin. This one's very, very long. Miles below the surface, where the water's dark and deep, live the most amazing creatures that you could ever meet. There are fish of all descriptions, of every shape and size. Some have giant pointy teeth and great big bulbous eyes. Some of them can walk around and balance on their fins. So they use their fins to walk around like we walk around on feet. But the strangest fish of all have glowing whiskers on their chins. Which one has glowing whiskers on their chins? I think it's this one over here. It's very odd. The blue whale. I think it's the biggest thing that lives in the ocean. And it's absolutely huge. There's no other beast on the planet as big as the giant blue whale. He measures a massive 100 feet long from his head to the tip of his tail. So really big. And can you see? He whooshes water out of the hole in the top of his breathe hole up here. And then it says, oh, what are all these things that are attached to the blue whales here? They live on the blue whales. They're called barnacles. We're just a bunch of barnacles. And all we do is cling. We know it's not that glamorous, but it's our favourite thing. So they live on the whale, which is quite funny. Next we've got walruses. Wow, they've got very big tusks, very big long teeth. Our bodies are covered in blubber and our tusks are incredibly long. We're grumpy and proud and we bellow out loud to show that we're mighty and strong. Can you see the whale in the background there too? They're living on the rocks by the sea. Next we've got penguins. We waddle around on our icebergs, which makes our feet slither and slide. And when we get close to the water, we leap with a splosh off the side. Can you see they were waiting their turn to jump into the water? What's this one? You're right, it's polar bears. Deep out in the Arctic, the mummy polar bear snuggles up with all her children as it's very cold out there. We learnt all about that last term. What a lot of creatures we have seen beneath the sea. What a lot of funny things they do. Some of them might lick their lips and eat you in one bite, and some might want to swim around with you. The dolphin's very friendly and the lobster's very fierce, but the shark is the most dangerous by far. Can you name the other friends we've made along the way? See if you can tell me who they are. And that's the end of the story. I hope you loved it as much as I did reading it to you.